Nights are overrated, yeah. If you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation, yeah. There's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground, so I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving so bad, right. I don't wanna be tired, feels like it's my time. I don't need you now. Don't you waste your time. Don't you waste your
Cool day throughout the Los Angeles area. The current temperature in Hollywood is 65 degrees and expected high of 68.
Great, hit snooze till it's 8:30. Grab a coffee to help ease my brain. There's no time to bait. Climb out the sheets, find the jeans from a previous day. Grab the keys from off the counter. Commute into the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for away. At least I got a home and a job that pays. Faded from color, reaching to find where I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
Certainly done you good, Dave. You look like a child. Well, thank you very much, Johnson. I've been very lucky down here. Feeling better than I did up north.
Collars itching, face is twitching. Another cup of joe and I'm fine. Come 5, I could burn a fresh dime. Lifting up the burdens, putting weight on my mind. Bet if I didn't chase that and embrace distractions, master my lack of faith and break through. Faded from color, reaching to find where I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive. I'm holding out, but as I fight, I feel my colors wash away. Been finding my ground in the light of the hours I can claim. 'Cause in time I restore my complexion and find that I left my distractions behind. In the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Faded from color, reaching to find where I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive. invincible. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Miles past, turning back, found my track, face the fact, she a cold one. Never gonna settle for none, stay up every night till I won. Don't want a slow rise now, I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage, yeah. I celebrate one last late night, my old life ain't staying.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA.
Miles, throw it on the dash. Shit, 10,000 hours, can't let them pass. Yeah, well, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you, it's silence. Thought I'd have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas next to dollar sign, yeah. Had to remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb. Tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no one's gonna hold me down.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
my love. Baby, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know.
Days gone, I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
And a warm welcome to you all back to the ESL Challenger League. We might be in the back end of the season, but we've still got plenty of time to play for. My name is Eternal J. I'm joined by Dweg as per usual for today's proceedings, where we have still got many more matches to play out, and especially for one of these two teams, Dweg, there's a real opportunity that they could soar to the top of the board.
Indeed, I'm looking at Rare Atom and TYLOO and I'm thinking, man, this is the top of Asia right here. And to have a head-to-head in the regular season is always nice to get a bit of an indication, because you know at some point both of these teams are going to be playing each other in the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt. There are one matchup to play for today. We'll do both of the best of ones, of course, double header, round-robin group stage, of course, going into a playoff for the Asian region. That's our format, and that's how we played out so far. And look, for Rare Atom, they've had a very, very good time when it comes to this league. Currently placed second with a 14-6 record behind only Lin Visioner at 14-2, although something tells me, Dwayne, that might end up changing over the course of the next few weeks.
Rare Atom are pretty new to the circuit too. They were invited to the relegations of last season as a core 5 at the complete full team. They didn't drop a single map. They went straight into ECL this season, and they've been pretty much beating the teams that they should be, and then having a couple of struggles here and there. I think the surprise for a team that's so successful locally in best of 3s is their 6 losses that they've had in best of 1 so far.
Yeah, look, for Rare Atom, they've had such a really good time about their whole run so far, and it's not only just here in ECL. They've been doing well on the rest of the Asian scene. They won the Super League, they won the Asian Masters, they're going to be competing in Tier 1 tournaments in the very near future, and that's just so well sort of aligned with how TYLOO have been doing over the last few months as well, except they're the next team up to get the international call, it seems.
And perhaps it comes off for both of these teams not really making a huge amount of changes. The only change that Rare Atom have made so far this year is bringing in Salmon to be the new analyst who used to be a pro player, played on GG How and teams like YK Gaming, E9. What have TYLOO made? Well, Orman got kicked at the start of the year, they bring Attacker in, and that's it. So we're looking at 2 staple names in the local scene that have been utilizing long-standing cores and long-standing 5-man rosters.
Now, for the TYLOO side, in terms of their ECL performances, currently only 12 matches played, so they're one of the teams that have had the least amount of games in terms of this group stage. So as I said before, they have a real good opportunity, a lot of good runway room to really take off into the latter portion of this season and try and usurp teams like Negative 72C and even Rare Atom if they can get the wins on the board. I think, however, Dwayne, might have to start with this kind of a matchup, and that's where things sort of, again, come to question marks, because, look, you've got a team in TYLOO who have been doing very good internationally in terms of their Tier 1 performances, but Rare Atom's form on the other side of the board, they've been extremely good themselves.
There's no denying that Rare Atom is stronger locally, at least in 2025. I'm looking at TYLOO, and there's been some struggles in the local scene. Going out in last place in the IEM Dallas Asia Close qualifier, losing out to Atox, losing out to Lin Vision, going into the Blast Rising event, going out in last place, losing out to Rare Atom, and perhaps it comes to a few individual players to make a bit of a difference. Now, you mentioned the international run. ESL Pro League was a big wake-up call, and it was for Jam Young. This is a player that was dominating in key best of 3s. He was outclassing 3D Max, he was outperforming Eternal Fire, and he put in a really good shift against the majority of Tier 1 1.5 teams in that entire event. So I'm looking at Jam Young to bring some of that excitement and overall flair that he brought internationally back here to China.
Yeah, he had a very, very good run, and his whole history has been so well storied with the core of this TYLOO roster. Him, Mercury, and Co, they've all been together since the Vici days. Like, that's just going back to many, many years ago, for those of you who remember that Vici side. And so for these guys to sort of make the run-up that they have made happen for the TYLOO camp, it's obviously very encouraging that things have gone as well as they have. So for TYLOO, I mean, they want to continue the rise up, but in terms of some of the local losses they've taken, they've been very hampered in terms of VRS points. I was actually running the numbers before we went live. They lost 39 world ranking placings since February and March's update. Now, that might end up boosting a little bit because of the way that Pro League is going to weigh in with their victories against the international squads and how that tournament and their final placing in that tournament will help them out. But I do have some fears that long-term stability might be a concern if TYLOO can't get a result in the local space.
Well, it might come down to qualifying to back-to-back seasons of ESL Pro League. I'm looking at the last season that they had when Starry was still in the team. They went first in the regular season, Jay. 25 wins and just 5 losses. Now, when I look at the map pool between both of these teams, I think it's quite obvious to see where some of the key maps are. Both teams like their Inferno, both teams like their Mirage, and both teams play Anubis. So between those kind of maps, you're always going to lean that direction in a best of one. Now, this opening one will be Mirage, which probably gives you the idea, well, the next one could be an Inferno, the next one could be an Anubis. For Mirage's sake, I think it's a very good track record from Rare Atom. 11 wins, 3 losses in the last 3 months to them, compared to the 6 wins and 4 losses for TYLOO in the same month window.
And that's just looking at the results in general. We need to look at more results in terms of direct competition. These two teams have faced against each other several times over the last 6 months to a year or so, and it has looked pretty good for Rare Atom, currently 4-2 in their best of 3 meetings and 8-7 in maps overall, also towards their favour. Their last meeting was a little over a month and a half ago when they took each other on during the Blast Rising event, and Rare Atom completely smoked TYLOO. Mirage went down to 13-2 as a particular example, so could we see a repeat of that here today?
Oh, it definitely could do. I think it's going to come down to a few key players and perhaps, especially in best of ones, winning key rounds, making sure you're not being reset on the economy constantly.
Well, Rare Atom will take to the CT side to start things off. Dweg, are you backing the international prowess or are you going to go with the local heroes?
I'm going to go with TYLOO after what I saw in Pro League.
I'm going to go with Rare Atom based on their 10-match winning streak. Let's see if they can make it 11 or whether TYLOO will shut it down in a single best of 1. We get started with our pistols here. Rare Atom are taking the aggressive approach as somebody looks down range and spots several individuals, but unable to connect an opening kill. Its damage of minimal amounts go in the favour of the TYLOO side at the moment as somebody finally gets his licks in. Mercury caught, and that's a very dangerous move to make him move up to. Jam Young able to punish an aggressive force forward from the RA side. Kaze with 2 kills to return the man advantage to the CT favour. TYLOO have got to take that bomb and back off, but they've gained the B-bomb site.
You've got TYLOO that are bringing that bomb cross back over. The problem is the short individuals. Now, Jam Young needs to defend against the bomb carrier and slow down these CTs.
Taps to the USPs, trying to engage against, finally. Jam Young brings it back to evens once again. TYLOO continuing to fight back from the center of the bomb site. Somebody trying to make his move closer. Kaze on the outside flank towards the market doorway. Gets involved at point blank, and G is going to find the frag in return. Somebody can't do much now in a 1 versus 2. Caught off to the double kill. And a pistol win for TYLOO.
It was a bit of a lazy clearance from Child King in the apartments, wasn't it? Getting aggressive, walking forward, having your knife pulled out, and that was the kill that sort of opened up the space, created that split into the B bomb site. And Rare Atom may have been successful with the duels out from mid, but they lose it out on B. And TYLOO gets started with the round. And even G, I thought G was a bit of a character at Pro League. We got to see a lot from him in the post-match interviews and kind of giving TYLOO a reputation as the new generation rather than the TYLOO of old that we all remember.
Very storied organization we're talking about in TYLOO in general. You wonder if they can get back to those old days of competing and taking upsets at majors. Very different Asian scene to when they were the dominant force, and Rare Atom would love to usurp them more permanently here. Pistol win's gone the way of the TYLOO camp, but they're going to force the issue out on the CT side, and it's not going to go well for them. Liang caught by attacker, Mag 7 to somebody, unable to connect the full-blown kills. Kaze in a similar state with a scout backed up towards market. No way left in this round. Might even see some exit frags towards the other side of the map. Mercury will find damage on towards Summer, but not the full-blown kill against him. Still a 4 versus 2 for the post-plan, though. No way that TYLOO lose this.
Seeing somebody on Rare Atom playing against TYLOO just feels completely strange. Somebody played on TYLOO for 6 years, 10 months, and 28 days. He attended the London, Katowice, Berlin, and Stockholm majors with them. And now he's going to be one up against the other.
Seeing the brilliant 2-0 start for TYLOO right here. Rare Atom will have to take the elixir again in this 3rd round. The eco basis is all that they can really afford to gain out of this. Effective stuff so far from the TYLOO openings. Rare Atom off on the wrong foot to get things going here on this map. We're not going to be likely to see the same sort of one-sided performance that we saw in that last best of 3.
And maybe something to consider when you look at Mirage, at least, is that, okay, maybe while some of the local results have been a bit hit and miss, this is still a TYLOO roster that got the chance of playing this against Na'Vi, got the chance of playing it against Gamer Legion. Now, while they were incompetitive and they couldn't really hold weight, anytime you play a map in the highest divisions of Tier 1 and you bring it back to the local scene, there's a lot that you could have worked on and a lot you could have figured out from a mistake point of view.
How much adjustment would they have done here? Rare Atom. Maybe tested and see how much that improvement will come forward when those rifle rounds are set in the M4 for Summer as part of what is otherwise an eco round. Moving forward from attacker towards the underpass position. Rare Atom Careful to place Summer in the most advantageous position in terms of the A defensive, but question of whether their bomb actually commits towards that angle. Could still rotate out towards B, but they are looking to commit A.
They're just putting some mid-pressure out towards Con. Attackers hoping for an aggressive duel from window, and it comes from Mercury. And Li Hang tries to get that rifle in for a bit of damage, and instead he loses it early.
Starting advantage for TYLOO once again. They will get picked up very quickly at the same time, so Rare Atom, those rifles to play with, the M4 can strike. Now Summer is revealed, and TYLOO have to be on their toes as they continue to commit to this split. Attacker's going to try and hunt him. Summer could get exposed, and indeed the adjustment's right there. Expecting there to be a player in that corner. Mercury there to cut somebody on the rotation. Jamyon gets Kaze, and it all falls apart again for Rare Atom. That M4 was so pivotal to this round, it didn't get enough.
I'm really surprised about the TYLOO move of bringing Attacker back into the roster, because he is an OG from TYLOO. I mean, he's played on this organization for now his 6th time, dating all the way back to the 2014 and 15 days. He kind of spent a lot of time in and out of the organization, and he was sitting on the bench for a very long time. And then all of a sudden, Orman gets the kick. They try and bring an experienced player back in with the young guns that they have. And we see them really give a fight against Tier 1 competition, something that I did not expect TYLOO to do at all. I mean, even to qualify to Stage 2 of Pro League, I think that's the most impressive feat, is that they 2-0'd 3D Max, they 2-0'd Eternal Fire, they took a map off of Gamer Legion, they held weight against MIBR, and then they have, what, a domestic derby versus FlyQuest, where, okay, yeah, it's competitive and it's close, it's still a victory. It pushes them further across into the tournament.
TYLOO will bring some of that prowess together. And they have to face the rifle buys of Rare Atom. AWP for Kaze, M4s across everybody else. TYLOO, only the AKs for now. Took minimal damage, but don't need to buy the AWP as of yet. Default's been working pretty well to get these opening starts here. Rare Atom are trying to get some damage without taking too much of an aggressive fight with it in mid this time. A couple of players towards the short and connector entrances, but still not facing overly against TYLOO.
It's been quite passive overall from TYLOO, but they've done well to get the opening picks in the majority of these rounds. Attacker scaling towards underpass, top mid being taken lightly. Rare Atom have got that AWP out from Kaze and got him aggressively out to short, waiting for the Delpan pick. Wallbang comes in extremely close. Somebody doesn't quite find the connection, and it does look to be a B-pop.
Jump facing. Smokes at the ready for as soon as he takes contact there in the apartments. Got several players that could go ahead and join him on the defensive line. They're ready to receive. Read pretty well here. That smoke's going to come in late, however. Good kill out of the first player. Kaze trades back on that AWP. G's going to get caught dead in the middle of the air. Mercury responding, but Kaze continues to hold his line. Got 2 more players on rotate. Attacker is watching from the market doorway, expecting there to be a peek, and it comes in the right place at the right time. Bombs in the open. That short flank being sent there. Attacker's isolating these players, taking down Summer for a double, and looking with a triple. Timing well against Liang. Head turned the wrong way at the wrong time. And the perfect solo hold on the post plant, or the near plant, comes up with the 4th round in a row for TYLOO.
I tell you, that was impressive from TYLOO. Consider the trading being as on point as it is with how many players there are on B. Now, we would normally say, Jay, any sort of B contact, B exec with 3 on B, it's a death wish. It's so tough to get out of there. You've got your anchor towards Van, your 2 short players, and yet TYLOO still trade fairly evenly and then get Attacker in to close up the pieces. Really good timing on his peaks out from Van. He just disrupts everything there on the rotations from Rare Atom.
The polar opposite to how this match went down in February. Rare Atom got the 3-0 start and then ran away with a 10-2 half, and definitely not going to happen for their favour at the moment. TYLOO may even look for something even more impressive. Individuals on point, but somebody's going to make 7 and only gets the 1 frag for it. Attacker now on the bomb site with that trade from his teammate. Rare Atom lacking in the funds to afford the true weapons in this round, so they've only got so much firepower to work with on the retake.
Attacker's in a close range position towards CT. When that smoke starts to clear, he's going to be abused and out in the open, so he's going to slightly try and reposition. Not a huge amount of util for the T's to work with on this post plant. Rare Atom need to get a move on.
Kaze finding a response. TYLOO still standing evens in a 3-on-3. Summer seen one player jumping away. Did not see that second player at the main entrance. Diffuse tapped once. M4 watching that Palace peek forward and going to get that kill. Double up, protect his teammates. A 10-second stick. Kaze will body block as well. Quick burst forward and the headshot comes in from the Deagle. So despite the odds being ever against them, Rare Atom get away with their first round.
Well, it's excellent work from Summer to make impact happen, to set that M4 up from damage, both against the Palace individual and out there towards ramp. As Summer played on TYLOO from April 2014 to January 2017, and then again in his second period from January 2019 to May of 2023, this is going to be a really important head-to-head for him in particular to go up against your old organization.
So much history between, I mentioned the core 3 players of the TYLOO side that moved over from Vici and the ex-Rare Atom side. Well, Kaze was part of that. Brilliant stuff from somebody to kick things off. M4 to fight onto G. Good pick. Mid control still being hunted for by Mercury, but he's now been spotted out by the Rare Atom side. A quick peek of the shoulder, the AK to reveal, and the man's got to back away.
One of the few times that TYLOO have lost an opening pick and not been in a position to trade off of it. Jam Young is passive, Mosea's passive, and top mid's only being retaken. Jam Young's going to try and walk a timing. It's all about whether he can get contact against the CT.
Some of the next man reveals that CT defensive. He tries to hold back at Sandwich. Try and hide away, but Jam Young going to go ahead and rotate alongside Mosea. If initially do so, we're lurking out towards this Palace entrance as Mosea considers his own positions. Actually might be a split in towards the A side. Thought they were going to rotate towards mid control as a core 3-man unit. Didn't end up happening. This might actually work out pretty well for TYLOO if they make them way through the smoke here. Somebody's not going to be in a position to support these 2 individuals. Got one watching for the connected entrance. Mercury's seen, and well, that's going to be a pretty easy kill. Not able to defend himself. Molotov to flush that player out, but Summer holds the defensive line with 2 kills, 3 kills denied by somebody. And well placed all the same. Second on the board of Rare Atom.
Well, it comes to the 2 key experienced riflers on Somebody and Summer that not only do they work an opening pick, but they start playing off each other really well on the bomb site. TYLOO are trying to walk contact that top con smoke. They know that there's a player towards Underdark. They don't know about that second player out from Sandwich. And between the 2 of them, there's mass damage being done. TYLOO don't get close towards the bomb side. And because of that, can't get the plant in, no cash injection. It means that it's an incredibly light eco. You've got, what, an upgraded Deagle and nothing else? You're not expecting much, if at all, anything to come.
I'm moving quickly here for TYLOO. Mosea was thinking about press forward, but somebody stands to attention on the defensive. Sprays forward. HE's down against Mosea. Will just force him back into the apartments. That experienced player on the defensive. Also one of the newer elements of this Rare Atom side, at least in terms of the Asian CS market in general. And not much that can be done about TYLOO's position here. They're on the straight-up eco, so Rare Atom will make light work of them when they do look to commit, and this is the reason why TYLOO are backing away.
Just to go and count off the wins that TYLOO have had in their last 2 seasons of ECL. The regular season last time was a 25-5 record, and then the season before that was 22-6. They're a squad that constantly place highly in the regular season and constantly win in the best-of-1 format.
Win out in terms of these mid-fights here. Mixed shots of the AWP, allowing at least one to go the way of G. Potentially a secondary kill on Kaze being as low as he is. Jam Young sneaks in a 1-dig. It's a little bit expensive here for Rare Atom. I think they can get that AWP back though, so nothing that shouldn't be too worried about, especially with 10 grand in the reserves for Kaze. TYLOO now buying back into their weapons. Still a round to the good on their lead. Rare Atom hoping to equalize here and now.
Yeah, Rare Atom know that this is a huge swing round in just momentum. They've been on the back foot, they've had a slow start, they've got a few rounds in a row, they've been able to hold on to double AKs, they're starting to get a strong economy float. Keep that pressure on. Do not allow TYLOO to instantly be able to respond come this next gun round.
TYLOO set with the majority of players towards the A site, particularly out of Palace. This player in mid's going to make a little bit of noise that might play distraction. I think they're expecting this though. Somebody gets up to the rafters, gets a kill out of it, but only with 1 kill. Got teammates in the back lines to try and support it. A triple, in fact. The AK working well. Mercury a 1v3. And that is the end of TYLOO's lead.
And that feels as if the first time in this entire best of one, we see something coming out of Child King. A huge quadra kill. It just completely clotheslines that offensive, because that's a lot quicker. I think when we look at the majority of gun rounds that TYLOO have produced, it's been running the clock, working mid-control, getting util up towards Gon. That time around, it's a completely different setup. Mercury is a mid-lurk. Everybody else just tries to fly out, just tries to beat them with pace. And while they might get the first kill against someone that was out there at the sort of palace position on the ladder, getting up to the top of Balk, they could not deal with Child King at all.
Tidy triple sequence. And TYLOO are back to pistols and a half by once again here. Rare Atom now can look to take control of the CT side. Supremely CT-sided when they faced off against TYLOO on this Mirage previously, so trying to get back to those trends. Can still make an 8-4 half happen from this position. Almost certainly we'll get 5-4 at the end of this round. The pistol players will take advantage of the pacing that they can gain. Mosaic with 1 kill to open up. Liang with a decent enough trade. Child King actually is going to get overwhelmed by these pistols, so suddenly it starts to become a little bit more concerning for Rare Atom. TYLOO do maintain the 3-on-3. The bomb plant will be received though. An AK to play with for Mercury. Low HP for him and G.
A backstab from somebody coming out in spawn, and no one is holding for it. This is pretty much round over.
Seen the one at stairs. Will take him. Heard the footsteps are under Balk. Only had a HE right now. Not like it matters. G is going to get picked up. Jang Young revealed. Deagle trying to find the one shots. Unable to connect him. Decent enough for a half buy for the bomb plant. Bonus to buy back in the next. Could have been a little bit more from TYLOO though.
And perhaps looking at the big winning streak that Rare Atom have been on as of late, the best of ones that are adding to this track record, when I look at their map pool, if I look at all 7 maps in the pool right now, which map is the most successful? Which map has the most wins on it in a row? It's Mirage. It's 5 in a row. They're looking to not only continue this momentum, but continue this streak. Just allow themselves to constantly be as much of a threat as possible towards the top-end scene of Asia.
Sometimes this map has gone to complete blowouts, not just that TYLOO match. 13-6 and 13-4 have been their most recent recorded scorelines on HLTV. Rare Atom losing that first pick, but again with a response from Karza, and it feels like even when they're fighting from the back foot, they've always got a plan to deal with what TYLOO are doing. Child King just found the man advantage by extending out towards ramp and catching a player in the palace entrance. Didn't see that one coming, neither did he.
And Mosaic is the highest rated player for TYLOO and Mirage in the last 3 months, and he's 4-8 and struggling to find that impact in mid. Out in the re-smoke towards the apartments, you've got somebody defensively out from jail, Kaze with the AWP out in market, and the consistency from Kaze has been key with the AWP.
Somebody and Kaze on defensive. AWP trying to hold back and look for a chance to take down his former teammates here. Mosaic going to move with Mercury, and both players are going to pick up kills on the defense. Summer on the scene as part of a rotate. We are aware of Mosaic's rough positioning. We'll try and Molotov him off. Mercury is the big concern for TYLOO, being as low HP as he is. Smoke down to the right should cut off that player in the corner. Summer's only got so much breathing room to get caught in the jump up. Mosaic with the kill. Danger, Child King rather than the 1 versus 3. Tagged up. Surely should get forced away to save onto the AK. There's no way he wins this, and indeed he will not.
A really good response. I think what we've seen from TYLOO is good pathing and trading out on that B bomb site. We saw it previously when they were trying to come out of the apartments, and there was 3 on B with a double short play where Attacker generated a lot of impact from the balcony and van position. We've seen it again. That's what, a 3v4 disadvantage. The util's on point. They forced out the rifle of Jail. They forced out the AWP in the open from Kaze at the backside. And TYLOO recovering the round to make it 5-all. And now it just gives us a bit more of a glimpse and an inkling on who is potentially going to take the lead moving into the second half.
We've still got buys available for Rare Atom, so a counter reset against TYLOO could still swing things back in their favour. It's a bit of a swing round against TYLOO's economy game.
A double AWP, haven't seen this.
Somebody with the first contact set against Jam Young, but gives a pixel bait, and that's enough to bait in the short. He tries to hunt for him, but it's actually Liang to open things up down at mid, peeking from the short and catwalk access, and Mercury is his latest victim. Child King hoping to support from the sniper's nest. Mosaic is not going to be seen beyond that smoke, though, and will not aggress forward. Liang, however, he's on a mission, and he may well find so much out of it. He does fire onto G, but unable to stabilize an accurate kill, so it's just damage. He's forced to give the position up.
It's nice to feel the flow of the CT side, though. Rare Atom, even in man advantages, happy to consistently press. We saw that from the AWP double dipping back into Palace, and we've seen it from Lihang in mid. And while it might be TYLOO trying to recover this round, Rare Atom are being active. Lihang just sitting at the top of the con smoke. It's an easy pick, and now he can just fall off. Now you just play crossfires.
Taka to fall. 5-on-3 established. Rare Atom again concede a little bit of map back towards them. Actually going to force forward that Molotov instead. So Liang may be looking for another kill outside of the smoke, although low HP might not be able to provide in full. Mosaic in the meantime makes his move out towards the bomb site. It's Child King with the latest kill on Jam Young, so that mid control's been established by the CT side. Mosaic is going to overextend to lose his own life. Gene's got the bomb down in the meantime, but needs 4 perfect AWP shots to win in a 1v4. Summer to fall first, just seen on transition back towards the truck, and does land against Liang. Spot that third man, and Child King's got to hide behind the pillar. Wait towards someone peeking forward. Rare Atom. A little bit of time against them as well. That bomb pump can open up the G's position. Third player to face. Fourth man on the corner. Somebody trying to bait him out. The no-scope does not connect, but neither does the pistol. Somebody just gets him in time and just holds the round for Rare Atom.
Jeez, I thought there was going to be a big whiff. I thought there was going to be a huge chance there for G to get back out to the Tech 9 and win it. That round got way too close. That should have been TYLOO probably not even allowed anything. As soon as your market aggressive player falls and it's a 4v1 against G, you're thinking, right, maybe he gets one, we trade him, the round gets over and done with, and instead, there is real threat right to the end. And TYLOO, I think the unfortunate nature that they've faced in the majority of these gun rounds, at least in the second segment, I would say, of the first half, is they're just always at the man disadvantage going into bomb sites, aren't they? They're always down by 1 every time they can get the bomb down.
We're able to get just a little bit more out of it than perhaps they're able to secure. There's a bit more in terms of their potential. 5-on-3 established in this particular round, so perhaps we might be seeing one more go the way of TYLOO. Mercury mowing down 2 more players in the lineup, so seems like this is a guaranteed 6 apiece. Half, what a shot that is, what a quadra that is, and what a round to end on. Dead set even as we go to the second half.
If you wanna be my love, baby, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know.
Summer and Kaze lead the charge for the time being on their side and hope to continue along their performance on the T half of things. Rare Atom dead set against TYLOO. Not the one-sided blowout like the previous meeting between these two sides. They're forced to fight even more so as TYLOO take to the defense.
Rare Atom probably feel as if they've been the much stronger team in this matchup so far. 0-4 down to begin the half and tied up at 6 apiece. One pistol round can change all the momentum for the lead. Mercury aggressively trying to fight down from Con, but ends up backing off against the Glock.
Liang moving closer as well for first contact, but it's the opening kill for the CT side. TYLOO drawing out first blood. Rare Atom trying to beat them with pace, but they're not able to stabilize their accuracy here. Mosaic already drawing out the opening, looking for a second, may well get his wish. Somebody involved against Mercury and G. Going around the corner goes G, loses his life for it. Mercury revealed as well towards the T half of things. Are the players towards this connected position going to try and provide any support? No. Somebody's going to get mowed down in the end, but they've gained the A bomb site access and the plant.
Well, they've got jungle and con control, so the only pathway the CTs really have is to come in from spawn, come through from ticket. Mosea's thinking about perhaps coming late, waiting to see if any of the T side get aggressive at window.
Got his crosshair placed, a lot of noise being made by these TYLOO players moving up towards the bomb site now. Engagements to find a little bit of damage. This player over at Palace has now got to look to swing out. Kill from Child King could do wonders. He gets it. Jam Young trades back though on the diffuser. Going to look, and Kaze moves forward with a knife. The secondary from Child King now leaves Mosaic all alone without a kit, without time, without vision, and without a shot to a kill. Rare Atom will just sneak in the pistol win.
You could feel for TYLOO that the whole idea is to create chaos on that retake. You smoke off the bomb, you get players to fight against jungle and against Palace, and you hope to get the stick. The unfortunate nature is that everyone just gets clotheslined. Everyone just starts falling straight away. Attacker who gets onto the bomb just gets knifed, and that's a great cash injection to help facilitate a strong economy on the T side. And TYLOO give the lead up to Rare Atom, and perhaps this is now just a bit of a shift. How long can Rare Atom hold this lead on for and feel as if they're the team in charge?
Advantage T. TYLOO. Got a Deagle in play only for this round, not the force buy of the second the Rare Atom wanted on their CT side. TYLOO happy to go up a bit more of a lead to try and play the long-term game. And that might well be for the best at the same. Very little potential behind this round. Rare Atom should have pretty easy pickings. Any kills out of it be pretty nice and all, but they stacked over on that B bomb site as RA hit A. And Jam Young loses his life first.
And I'd say expect a little bit more out of Lihang in terms of impact come this second half, because he's the highest rated player for Rare Atom on this map in the last 3 months, and we just haven't seen much from him. Had one good round towards Con previously. I even think about Child King and what he was able to do on that CT line with the quad kill. That was kind of the only one that you can remember of. So maybe it's more consistency from Kaze and Summer, and then the odd large impact rounds from the rest.
And give Child King the credit of the later portions of that half, because it was a pretty slow start from him the same. Right now, he's among those 3 top fraggers on the Rare Atom side. Kaze at 12, Child King and Summer at 11 apiece. 3 players that hit double digits versus only the 1 of G from the TYLOO side. Rare Atom will face the true buy now, the M4s across the CT board.
Jay was talking earlier about Kaze playing with the core of TYLOO, of Mercury, Jam Young, Mosaic. That was for over 200 maps played on HLTV under Vici, Rare Atom, Cyclone, and even TYLOO. So to see him outperforming the opposition, got to be a great feeling for the Malaysian AWPA.
A very old core this one is, and Kaze being a part of it formerly, we certainly hope that his new team, or newer team, going to provide the performances that he requires to gain that extra bit of success, and Rare Atom are on the warpath to doing that right now. 2 to the good. And a rifle round that may well set the pace for the rest of this T side. TYLOO are only going to have so many more chances to bring back some ground on this Mirage. Look towards that mid access where Child King will join the likes of Kaze and Lihang. Mosaic will be the man to defend it alongside Mercury if they continue to press on mid.
And Mirage has a rare case for Rare Atom in which their round win percentage is higher on the T side than it is on the City side. The only time you typically see that is a map like Anubis. 8-6, gun round is key. Slow to start, somebody out towards ramp, does a lot of damage towards attacker, but loses that opening fire.
What a kill. Mosaic is looking for more here. They didn't hear the full tag. I don't think he's pressed forward, so he gets the kill back on towards Child King and doubles up towards Liang. It could well have been a man advantage, and it still could be for Rare Atom. Summer's just traded G to a 2 versus 2, but they've lost the bomb. They got 30 seconds to scramble, and Summer's on 12 points of health here, all alone. Just left with TYLOO to hold on to their position, hold on to this crossfire, and disallow any access. This will be TYLOO's first of the half. Rare Atom getting lost in the chaos there.
And that round is a prime example how I think a lot of rookie players, Jay, and players in the lower divisions, they're holding shift, right? They don't want to make noise. They don't want to make an overstep. In CS, when there's a lot of chaos, when comms are high, when players are taking jewels from con towards a bomb site, you don't hear the small cues. And you bang on. I mean, burning in the molly, it just wasn't heard at all. And you've got Mosaic, who makes an aggressive play through that short smoke. Both of the con players, they're not even looking at him.
That was the play that made the difference in that round, and Rare Atom have to bounce back in the next follow-up rifle. Of course, no bomb plant bonus gain, so this is a swing round. Both teams investing heavy to heavy casualties. Mosaic almost caught first. In the end, he turns it back on Liang, tucking into the walls. That smoke will bloom. He's going to force forward again. And again, Rare Atom aren't ready for it. Mercury is traded back by somebody. He's still looking for Mosaic, but he's looking the wrong place at the wrong time. Mosaic sneaks up, and somebody's caught looking the wrong way. He's playing them like a fiddle right now. Triple in the round. And a 4v2 game for the CT side.
Oh, that's just Asian CS at its absolute best, isn't it, Jay? Don't just hold on to the man advantage and play passive. He just keeps swinging. He runs aggressive into short to fight that second player and then keeps the emphasis up against the third. Incredible round from Mosaic.
Summer barely able to escape a kill back on the B bomb site. Maybe a bomb plant is the best that they can gain out of this. Kaze, the man that tried to do it, Summer's low HP. Jam Young will catch that casualty. Kaze will just sneak in the cash bonus, but this is a very difficult clutch to win. He wins the first one with pretty decent HP advantage, but G will return on the AWP all the same, so Rare Atom will concede.
And something that should be noted about this core that we've been talking about of Jam Young, Mosaic, and Mercury, they kind of all came up together. None of them had previous pro teams like a Kaze did. So when you make your name with this core and you keep with them, it tells you the strength that they have together and just the overall experience of being a long-standing trio, being players that have embedded themselves in the local region.
Despite the local struggles that TYLOO have had in the recent few months, it seems like they're going to come out on top for now.
Well, I want to see G's impact with the AWP, because so far he's delivered almost nothing with the big green. It's been mainly rifles.
That's very true. But in this particular round, TYLOO will only face the pistols. Rare Atom with Tech 9s, a half invest, trying to look for a bomb plant bonus. Can now try and go for the standard execution with the smokes down and overwhelm Liang, try and get up in the face of G, who does lock onto a decent frag on Summer. And Mercury on the follow-up. Somebody's got 2 points of health to get the bomb down. Not going to happen. Rare Atom now have a lead against their name. TYLOO in control for the first time since the first handful of rounds of this matchup. And money's not 100% perfect for Rare Atom either.
Really well done from G. Notice how before they even come out of ramp, just as they're setting up the util, he decides to go aggressive. The protocol is, I want to get towards the back of triple, and while there might be a little bit of hesitation of putting down that resmoke on the right-hand side, he's being pressured from all around and still gets away with a multi-frag. Good work from G to make sure the lead is held. Now, when it comes to a rifle round with mainly Galils and a few AKs, you've got to look at the AK players to create something, to work an opening pick, and it might just be Child King here in mid.
He's had his major moments in this map up. It's Liang that looks for the first fight and just barely loses it out. 3 points of health for Mercury. He's able to escape. Got back up in Mosaic, attacker also in mid. The HE to try and drive somebody away, but he's caught looking the wrong way again in this mid fight. Attacker can turn it to a 5-on-3. Molotov sent forward to try and drive those players out, but a smoke comes in to extinguish it from the T side the same, so Attacker will be allowed to escape with ease.
And this has been 2 rounds back-to-back in which the AWP has not been playing window. It's been a more defensive anchor hold towards A, and it's allowed the rifles to be a bit more active. And Rare Atom have just got really nothing. I mean, it's a lack of space. It's only mid. And then what have you got left? 3 players and just 2 smokes between you? You need a miracle. This is such a tough round to recover.
We found G at the start. That AWP disallowed the impact. Child King's looking for attacker next, but he's hidden behind the ticket booth, so no vision being allowed. Mercury could fall easily, so that could be a potential 3-on-3 to work with. Now they know that ticket booth player is out there. Palace will become the next big concern, but that is the low HP. Bomb on site will look to try and get planted. It's going to get smoked off at connector, so they can't deny, at least not directly. Attacker's just been seen by Summer, who his presence is just going to drive him away.
Summer's going to try and pick up the big green. They need space, and the T's aren't taking much space at the moment. They need to try and slow down the CTs, and no one is holding for this flank at the moment. In between spawn, you expect Mercury to do a lot of damage and take contact after.
He's just found the kill. Child King down. Jamyoung taking Kaze. And Mercury's looking for more out of this Summer and able to connect that 1 kill, but it's turned back by Jamyoung just as quickly, and TYLOO are in full control now.
Well, the loss bonus might start kicking in, but you can't keep buying. I mean, right here, 3 alive, I don't think it's worth it. I think you've got to treat this as maybe a half a hero at best. You can't force it down. If more players were to drop, if it was maybe only 1 alive and they just about get the defuse, you might think, okay, let's try and force it back. Let's go back and forth with the rounds. But with the way that the economy sits right now, it has to be a light investment.
We will see Hero Galil.
And Lihang's still struggling. Meant to be your top player. 4-13 moving into round 19.
Incendiary set up. Liang Galil standing by to receive. One of 2 in play in the end. Jamyoung been seen. Liang backs off. He's got a couple of players behind him as well. Rare Atom going to sneak downstairs into underpass.
And there's been a bit of a disparity in just overall officials. TYLOO have played, what, 13 best of 3s in the last 3 months? It's 20 for Rare Atom, and they've got so many more officials in the regular season of the best ones here than ECL. Even though the map pool might be weaker with the numbers. And TYLOO are getting closer to closing out this game.
HE nicely placed for damage on the Rare Atom side, so... Oh, continuing to pepper them with the utility. Liang, the 35 points of health, still on 4 kills, by the way. Significant underperformance. Last man of the server right now, he finally steps up to bring a kill in against G. So there's a frag. Is there any more out of him? Player of attacker back up in Palace will not be seen much of. Bomb plant could well be secured. Rare Atom maybe going in for the round win, though. They've got it down to 2 men. 5-on-3.
It's just falling apart now. Just has to be a save. Attacker might be able to look for some exits, but they're even anticipating a Palace lurk, and that's just because it's happened quite consistently in this second half. And this AK needs to try and stay alive as well as the M4. And Rare Atom, it comes off of what? G falling out there from triple, and then pretty quickly the round just starts collapsing. And you've got a player cutting rotations of Summer. Everybody else just being able to overpower with the upgraded pistols, and what should have been a fairly free round, it was what, double Galil on the upgrade, a few pistols. You're expecting that to be an 11-8 scoreline, and instead Rare Atom have caught themselves a lucky break.
Terrorists win.
A return to a single round deficit, but will it stay there? TYLOO. Couple of save weapons, we can drop weapons about, bring in the AWP. An SMG on Jamyoung being the next big concern. Rare Atom got full rifles for their entire setup, so they've bought a serious opportunity with how this half buy has worked up. Just need to convert on it, capitalize upon it, and with this round victory, could still take control of the lead again. Child King to lead them forward to the A-side execution. Attackers back behind the danger box. Is he waiting for a chance to swing forward and take a kill or two? Liang backed up. Attacker finds that first. Trade back against Mercury on Summer's part. Somebody eventually deals with Attacker in the back lines. And 2 players are tagged to 41 or thereabouts. Mosaic with a decent kill. He is on 2 points of health, and Jamyong's not going to get allowed much vision or access to the bomb site through the stairs. 3 on 3.
Awful smoke from Kaze. It allows G to walk on the front side of it. Now they're just hoping for a contact. They're waiting for the AWP to search and to see if he can work a pick.
Bring it to the over to Jamyong. Flash forward. Mosaic's going to get caught just as much as the T's are. Oh, the smoke's setting ready. Somebody going to try and catch him off guard with U2 in his hand. Kill found for Kaze. And somebody can make it a triple as Rare Atom dismantle TYLOO's defensive and start coming back into their own.
Well, it comes to being beaten by pace. Now, Attacker does extremely well. He's playing defensively from the back of triple. He gets 1 kill. He's stalling for time. The problem that TYLOO face is that they're going for a bit more of an aggressive mid stance, so no one is there to help out Attacker. Even with him stalling, there's no rotation through that bench smoke. No rotation from CTs coming out quickly. And Rare Atom have not only pounced on winning an eco, but winning the follow-up gun round. Could we say that that's survival in this best of one? That one eco win has now proved a winning path to being able to close out this opening game.
At this late stage, every round may matter, and TYLOO do not have much of a round in them. Deagle only for Mosaic, P250 for Attacker. Basic eco outside of that, and Rare Atom well aware of that much here, should be well poised to take the lead. Next round being the rifle bite will be for TYLOO, will mean so much to the outcome of our first of 2 best of ones between these 2 teams today. Rare Atom will take their time because they can afford to do so.
But this gives me a lot of hope for a potential rematch in the playoffs, Jay. If we're getting a 10-10 kind of score where both teams don't feel as if they're giving each other an easy win, then we know that both of these teams' eyes and expectations is we want to go deep, we want to qualify to Pro League.
As Rare Atom getting all these international opportunities, the hunger has certainly been on demonstration. TYLOO has shown their own potential in competing in the world, on the world stage.
Well, they've qualified to what? Pro League Season 19 and Season 21. They missed out on Season 20. So I imagine that for Rare Atom, as an organization, the only time that they've played at a Pro League was way back in Season 17. That was early 2023, and that was a completely different roster. In fact, it was the current core of TYLOO, of the Jamyong, Mosaic, Mercury, Kaze when he was still there, and then Advent, who used to be an in-game leader. So you've got a TYLOO side in recent history whose organization's been able to get to Pro League consistently, whereas for Rare Atom, it just hasn't been the case.
The difference in caliber between these sides. History involved. Will that history begin to change, though? Rare Atom take to round 22 with 1 goal in sight. Eliminate them all.
Looks to be a B split, and there's no short player. Mosaic is out here towards ladder, so if you're looking at Jamyong with only a single smoke, he might get pressured out on B.
Child King starts moving. Mosaic in at ladder room. Checked. Ooh, turned away from the wrong moment. Did they see him? They do now. He gets a kill out against Child King. Liang, though, 2 quick turnaround trades. Someone will get caught back there towards connector, so it maintains it a 3-on-3. But Liang, for being so quiet for so long, has made this a workable round still for Rare Atom.
G's hoping for some aggression to come from Market, but there's just no util on the retake. It's so tough. I don't think if a kill doesn't present in the next 5 to 10 seconds, you just have to insta-save.
especially with no kit in play. Just going to have so little time. G's pressed on towards the window, though. I think Kaze's gun barrel is seen. Oh, this could be big. He just goes for the 1 kill, and Liang goes for a very quick trade back. It's 3 in the round for him, looking for the Quadra. No. Mercury takes him. Somebody knows exactly where this bomb's been planted, and he's hiding for the perfect spray at the perfect time. Mercury taps it. Somebody's now seen him. He knows he's won this round. He doesn't need to fight. He can tank the damage. He can stall for time because he's done all he needs to. Rare Atom will escape with number 12 and match points.
There we go from somebody. Shows his class in the late round. And if we're looking at Li Hang, yeah, there's no denying that it was a slow start in the best of one. Remember that round where they won the half buy, the double Galils and upgraded pistols? He was the one that got the opening kill. He was the Galil player top con towards stairs that won that fight against G. And he's now the second player to be able to make a huge, impactful moment in this second half. I mean, that multi-frag out there towards ladder and B, it created the space to take the bomb site.
He might not have had 22 rounds of impact, but he had some massive impact in 22 rounds. And that one there may be just enough for Rare Atom to seal the deal. TYLOO investing back as much as they can afford. A couple of M4s, a couple of SMGs, a FAMAS in the hands of G.
Just a lack of tax. I don't even remember a single tap being called in these high-pressure momentum rounds.
No timeouts throughout the course of this one. TYLOO may be consigned to their fates. Rare Atom, HE's coming up. Damage to be done towards Mosaic. It's Liang with the opening kill. Up to 10 frags now for his own part of things. Mosaic can trade back on Child King, but Liang is still holding out in mid. Wary of the danger. The HEs will not land towards him as he tucks himself back in the connector. Meanwhile, Summer has walked out towards the A bomb site. Attackers caught looking the wrong way at the wrong time. A little bit of a taste of his own medicine to a certain capacity. Summer can double up towards Mosaic and Jam Young to walk through the motor hole. Liang's so ready for this. It's an easy tap and an easy 13-10 for Rare Atom to take Mirage.
Li Hang goes 4-13 to 11-16. Upped his game massively towards that tail end of the T side. And while for TYLOO, it felt that there was a lot going for them, I think the problem that they find is that 10-8 round. Losing against the half buy, it just throws all the momentum out of the world. It continues to put pressure against their name. And Rare Atom close out in a fashion where towards the end, they looked unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a very stringy matchup, and I think they definitely worked the momentum towards their favor. TYLOO not doing as great of a job, but bouncing back from that same amount of potential and that same amount of momentum that they were able to gain, right? They weren't able to shut down what Rare Atom were really able to get going, and those last handful of rounds were just a sure string of a streak there for the TYLOO side. I think 5 in a row. Sorry, for Rare Atom side, I think 5 in a row to close out on that T half of things. And look, they showed a lot of like great stuff around them in that last map up there. I think that again, Liang may not have had the most amount of numbers, but I think that he's done plenty in terms of trying to get that over the finish line for his side.
And let's compare that to the player that I wanted to talk about at the beginning of this best of one, Jay, being Jam Young. He is the guy that puts up the least numbers out of anyone in the server. He was quiet. He wasn't impactful. When your star individual, who was carrying you through series out in Europe, when he was putting up numbers against some of the best teams in the world at Pro League, drops, what, 41 ADR?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a difficult nature. And don't get me wrong, I think we had some decent rounds at the start of the second half with the AWP from G. I thought Mercury and Mosaic, especially Mosaic, had a lot of X factor in some of his aggressive moves on that CT side. But when your star player is pretty much deplenished, yeah, you're going to struggle to close out a best one, and it's going to be tough to win.
And that really is one of the key concerns to talk about for TYLOO in terms of today. If they're not playing on form today, then how's this going to go down for the next best of one? We don't know what the map is, but just looking at the performances, I think that all in all, I mean, scoreline aside, I think Rare Atom played the far better matchup.
Look, it's difficult to tell in best of ones, I always find, because one key swing round can make the difference, and I think it proved it here today. TYLOO looked to be in a strong position. They had the economy in their favor. They were looking strong on retakes. They had themselves a 4-round streak in a row. They had themselves the 10-8. They lose the anti-half buy, and then they don't win a single round from that. So I think one example from best of ones versus best of threes, Jay, is winning key rounds, and that's something that Rare Atom were able to do.
We might need a few more results in the pool to really decide things. That's a good thing for us because it's not the end of the story for today. A second best of one between Rare Atom and TYLOO is due up next, so do not go anywhere. After this break, we'll find out what our battleground will be, whether TYLOO can get one more lick in.
Safety nets are overrated, yeah. If you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation, yeah. There's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground, so I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving so bad.
Well, welcome back to the ESL Challenger League. If you're just joining us, you missed out on the first best of one between Rare Atom and TYLOO. Rare Atom walked away with the victory, 13-10 is how that went down. Now, will it continue in the same route? Train is looking to be our next map up here, Dwayne, and I'm looking forward to seeing whether TYLOO can turn anything back against them.
I'm just looking at TYLOO's sake and thinking, okay, they've got games in hand, but they haven't taken many losses this season. If you want to be pressing for one of those two spots, if you want to end the regular season with a really good record, I don't think you can afford to go 0-2 down against Rare Atom today. I think you've got to go even on the 1-1 split.
Yeah, look, they had, what was it, 12-16 was the record of matches between TYLOO and Rare Atom coming into today. So that will, of course, be 18-14 at this point. And for TYLOO, that means that you've obviously lost out on a couple of key opportunities to work your way back up those positions. And as I said, I think at the start of the show that I feel like TYLOO do need some good wins today if they want to try and get up to those top two, those coveted top two positions in terms of the league. And look, putting the scoreline aside and the way we got to that scoreline aside for a minute from the TYLOO side, I have to sort of question again whether or not they were as on form as we hope for them to be here today. Like, Mosaic was the one who really led the charge in terms of the kill counts, but I'm thinking about how, well, for the Rare Atom side in that last map up, we saw guys like Somebody and Summer and Child King really applying a lot of pressure in terms of impact in those rounds, whereas really it felt like for TYLOO, those moments for the rest of the players were few and far between.
It's true. I think you have to look at from an emotional standpoint and maybe from a focus standpoint. This is a regular season of best of ones. I think it's very difficult to encourage players to be at their highest degree like you are at ESL Pro League. When you're playing on LAN, you're in a studio against tier 1 teams. I still don't think that's much of a caveat towards TYLOO in the long run. Even if they have some struggles today, even if they have some struggles in the next best of one, I still think that they are the strongest team in this competition. I still look at them as a team that will not only go deep in the playoffs, but a team that will challenge for the ESL Pro League spot again.
Well, let's discuss how Train factors into that conversation of confidence. As I said before, it looks like it's going to be our map up, and indeed it is in terms of how this veto has played out. So, look, we haven't seen a lot of Train, obviously just in general because of how recently it was introduced into the map pool, but for these two teams as well, obviously no results between the two of them. We've only seen one map up from TYLOO during the IEM Dallas Asia qualifier against Lin Vision. That was a 13-5 loss. So, is that a concerning result to discuss coming into this one?
Well, it's probably not concerning if they've allowed it to throw through. I mean, yeah, you might look at it and say, oh, they've only played it once, but they could have very easily banned it out in a best-of-one process. Now, for Rare Atom's sake, they've played it 3 times, and 2 of the times are on LAN. So I think if you're looking at Kaze and the boys, and you're trying to back up a good first result out Mirage, you're going into trade, and you're saying, okay, at least we've got some reps under our belt. Yeah, we had a tough time, basically, a couple of months ago towards the start of the ECL season, but I would say for Rare Atom, it feels more positive going into Train than it probably does for TYLOO.
Yeah, I would say so too, and especially when you consider the fact that the opposition they've taken on recently. I mean, you mentioned one of the LAN events that they played, the Mesa Asian Masters. That was against Hotu, where they played against that, where they played that last train. And Hotu obviously are obviously Eastern Russians, so they're still competing in the Asian leagues, but they are also competing in some of the European tournaments and the Tier 2 Cups that we have in the European space. And so we've seen them obviously getting a little bit more international season experience, and still it's Rare Atom coming out on top in that particular matchup. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's a huge margin of an advantage, but an advantage nonetheless here for Rare Atom.
And perhaps another aspect that someone like Rare Atom can utilize is their new analyst that only brought in a couple of months ago, being prepared for opposition. We talk about the previous head-to-head, how it was a bit of a blowout for Rare Atom against TYLOO. I'm now looking at how that Mirage went down, being quite competitive. Then you're transitioning over towards something like Train. Rare Atom have proved locally that they can be a lot more successful, and if you can get a 2-0 ahead today, you'll probably look at the majority of the regular season and say, well, we probably just won't take that many more losses. Probably isn't that many more teams that we look at as being a threat in this competition.
Yeah, probably not, honestly. I mean, look, this probably is the creme de la creme when it comes to this Asian league. I know that neither team are at the top end of the board, but I think that can change very rapidly as these weeks go by, as we look to the dying end of the regular season itself. So in terms of these two teams, in terms of their position in Asian CS, I feel like that they probably are going to be 2 of our top squads to make it to the top end of the board. So let's talk about how, again, the Dynamics will face against their whole position position, because I talked a little bit about the fact that obviously at the top end of the board you had many more players for Rare Atom providing impact on that Mirage. You also had a basement that was raised really nicely by Liang in the dying stages of that Mirage. So in terms of basement to ceiling ratio, right, like in terms of performances, like I think that might be a major factor to consider here, because if you're not playing on form, sometimes the way we've seen it before, a best of 3 can go awry. This is a 2 best of 1s that could well go awry for TYLOO if they can't get it together here on this second map.
Well, it's going to be difficult because Train's a lot more fundamental based than what Mirage is, and it's going to be facilitating a lot more team play. Now, for TYLOO, with the lack of officials that we see from them, Rare Atom don't have a lot to go off of. They do not have a deep dive of knowledge of what to expect from their opposition.
We've got those 3 maps on record, with the majority of them being victories for the Rare Atom side. Pistols are live. For the second time today, a lot of noise being generated over towards this B-bomb's execution. The bomb's gone down as well. Jamyoung with a couple of fantastic defensive kills against Liang and Shard King. Kaze left to stall things out. A backstab coming in from somebody. May well get towards Zed, and may well find these CT players, although I think they're expecting this here. A smoke went down from the T side, so I might have given the game away here for Rare Atom. A couple of prods from those Glocks. Meanwhile, towards the back of the corridors, are hoping to get back involved towards this B-bomb, so they have to commit, and all 5 defenders are here to receive. Jamyoung still not seen. As Kaze so focused on the back lines, gets that kill on Jamyoung at last, but somebody whose flank has been cut down. Summers on 36, Kaze on 23. They need headshots quick, and they're just not coming in. TYLOO take another pistol.
And when Train first came into the map pool, Jay, I felt that it was quite awkward, especially with the dynamics of not really being able to go on top of the trains anymore. It just doesn't get utilized in lower levels or even the Pro CS. Feels very tight, very close, very difficult than what the previous iteration was. But I've been pugging it a lot recently, and teams are starting to pick it in best of 3s. Teams are happy to play it. It tells you that the mindset is, even if the map feels uncomfortable, we want to play it. It's certainly getting a lot more play rate than what it in Vertigo was.
Not a high bar to clear, to be fair, so.
What's going on there? He's just shot the bomb at them.
I don't know. I guess probably because it's an eco, they're not really too concerned about how it's going to play out. I mean, you could still try and sneak in a bomb plant bonus, but, I mean, that's...
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I'm...
There's no explanation.
This ain't no 500 IQ mind game, let's put it that way. Rare Atom consigning to their fate already in round number 2. TYLOO, of course, going 2 for 3 in pistols so far in this in these 2 best of 1s. And you shouldn't be seeing too much out of Rare Atom regardless here. Maybe these Deagles to get headshots, but definitely not the round win or even a bomb plant.
Yeah, the best that they could hope for is a bit of hunger from the CTs, but it's a defensive line overall. No one's pressing in towards T-Con. Attacker towards what would normally be called the top of green on the yellow train now. And Summer gets nothing out from the pop dog line. So Mercury, the only one to fall. TYLOO get off with that 2-0 beginning. Now, I'll be looking for some of the experienced players on TYLOO to be stepping up in moments like this. Attacker, I mean, this is a guy that has been around the scene for an extremely long time. He's got nearly 900 maps played on HLTV under the TYLOO banner in all of those different iterations. And when you're facing resistance, when it's a bit of a difficult best of 1 in the opener, I'm looking at someone like him to step up when it comes to the closer.
Man with a lot of experience for majors in appearances, 2 minor championships, and 5 appearances over there. Attacker going to start things off in this round well enough against Liang. It's Child King to trade back, and Jamyoung, his shadow, has just seen a smoke ahead of somebody. Is he going to push forward of it? No. He holds his nerve, although does reveal his position. Keep TYLOO on their toes.
Jamyoung just receives a little bit of util from his teammate further back of G. Get that incendiary and wait to see if you can pre-aim the ramp smoke in case of aggression. Now Summer back out towards T-Con. Not much movement towards Ivy at all at the beginning of these first 3 rounds. And try and clear out Olaf. Get that molly down just in case anyone's playing behind the box. And notice how much more defensive Jamyoung is out there towards B. You've got a double pop setup of Attacker getting aggressive with a teammate.
Just seen where he is at. Attacker seeing the utility in the hands of the man, considering they're all back. And in the end, Kaze is going to take him. Both players got to fall back, though, because Child King's got that bomb on 34 points of health. They're watching for Summer on his flank out of main. Made a little bit of noise towards that B position, so they're going to assume for the time being that it is going to be a B play, although going to keep that 1 player back at Old Hell. G to wait. Oh, Summer turned away from Mosaic at the wrong moment. Enables a 3v3 to establish, and Rare Atom may start to lose control, lose their grip on this round. Somebody to swing forward. Mosaic going to get caught fully blinded, but G returns the favor. Looks towards the back lines and looks for Kaze to 7 points of health. Meanwhile, Child King gets that bomb down, but the HP is so low for these two players on the Rare Atom side. Child King peeked upon, looking the wrong way. Kaze should be an easy target to deal with now. I think they spotted him transitioning away from Pop Dog. Or did they actually? They are checking the electric box. Kaze swings but loses his life, so TYLOO can make it 3 on the trot.
Now, something that we're noticing from old train to new train is how T's approach connector. Now, in the past, Jay, usually just smoke it off or even molly behind it and just kind of leave that space. What we're seeing in CS2 with this new variation of train, because of that back box and the elevation that it brings, T's want to try and take connector control. So you're sort of flashing in there and you're driving the fight. You're allowing yourself to create that duel. And while it was a pretty good effort to get players out on the bomb side, the issue that they find is that backline player towards the back of the bomb site, G putting up a lot of damage, and then Jamyoung getting a good timing against the T, getting aggressive. A 3-0 start from TYLOO. Rare Atom will not be happy because this is now back-to-back best of ones in which they're potentially going 0-4 down.
Happened on Mirage, may well happen here on Train. No break opportunities being taken by either side. At least Rare Atom able to return in the second half pistol of that Mirage. Some have to rely on that here for this second map, especially as Mosaic is going through this 4th round with particular ease. These pistols unable to deal with these rifles. A triple, in fact, from Mosaic. Quadra, and he locks it against Kaze, looking for the ace. Attacker steals it. All's well that ends well for the CT side, though. 4-0, Rare Atom. Max loss bonus. Spawns will not be required to get the plant down, and bonus. The rifles are inbound.
Yeah, when we look at both of these squads, it's easy to spot out who some of the OGs are. Summer and, well, Summer and Somebody are probably the two that you look at straight away from the side of Rare Atom with a lot of familiarity. And Somebody and Attacker played 1,237 maps together on HLTV from late 2014 to early 2023 under TYLOO, Flash, and Vici Flash.
Slow creep up of Somebody. Only one player to deal with right now on that B defensive, and he might well time himself well against Jamyoung, pulling utility out. That's already the B side fallen. The bomb's just not there to commit as of right now, so Somebody, what should have been a lurk play, has almost found the execution of its entirety here. They're still setting up utility towards Ivy and the A bomb site. In fact, Somebody's going to sneak even closer forward here. Is Mercury going to be ready for this man? He's just seen the gun barrel, and that extension a little bit too far forward costs Rare Atom the man advantage.
It's probably the right call. The problem that Somebody finds is that the bomb is just so far away. Yeah, you might have the entry path into B, and you've created the space, but with the bomb not being close, you need to extend. You need to be looking for slightly more. Now, while the contact is coming out A dry, it's a very defensive line from Attacker. He's only just starting to take some space away, repositioning from the back of Camera and getting out to the back of Old Bomb.
Mercury now sneaks forward to rest against the T-side line, flanking against this A execution, as they will get a couple kills out of this. In fact, the entire defensive completely collapses as Rare Atom turn the whole round back on its head. Mercury to fall away and save the AK. No way he wins this clutch at 37 points of health.
A bit of frustration there from TYLOO. You've got yourself a 4 versus 3. Feel that you're all in a strong position. You can get the 5-0, and instead, everyone just starts losing fights. You lose the fight from Attacker getting to the back of Bomb. You lose your connector swing. You lose your camera swing too, and within basically a split few seconds, it's Rare Atom to get the bomb down and to create their first chance. And get that first T round and look to try and challenge a little bit more. And TYLOO will have no problems getting that buyback. I wonder how much more impact we see from G. I think so far across the last, well, this best of one and the last one, haven't felt the impact from his AWP.
Terrorists win.
I wonder if we're going to get some impact from Mercury on the exits, but that's not to be the case. And you are right, middling on the board for TYLOO in the previous map, and I think a lot of those were down to the rifle kills, less of the AWP kills. I think we've got some anti-eco frags on Mirage for the most part, but that was basically it. Maybe this map could be the AWP's paradise. It has been in previous iterations. I know that a lot of the design now is trying to hinder the AWP. Team G can channel some old school styles into Train. Already damage being done to Attacker by Utility and Mosaic. The Molotov at the back of the red Train. Attacker will open things up with a kill out towards Pop Dog. You got Mercury also involved with him too to push. Liang's gonna wait. Evade the Utility that comes down to try and stall them from getting in towards the B-bomb site. The HEs will return some damage. Mercury backs away. But they're going to be ready for both of these players. Molotov to send. Engagement's defined. HEs will come down and do some damage. Attacker is pinned in a corner though. His teammate trying to provide support. Attacker still gets away with the kill. Liang finally trades him, but they've lost so much for that aggression.
Indeed they have, and TYLOO have got the emphasis going into round 6 and consistently fighting, keeping that pressure up. And for Rare Atom, what are your options? You don't have Ivy. You don't have T-Con, you've got Brown Halls, but there's been contentious towards Pop. They know that there's one player outside of T-Con because Child King's setting up the util, and G might put that incendiary down with 2 on B, but Rare Atom are trapped. They are completely separated.
Kaze's got the bomb. They try and walk their way forward into main. Mercury's waiting for the spray. Will connect it. One trade back from Child King, aware of Mercury's position, but the trade is still there for the CT side, and the AWP is on site to deal with the last. TYLOO, a fantastic responsive to Rare Atom's first.
Now, good work here from TYLOO, and I think just representing the Asian scene and probably being the most famous organization coming out of China, right? I'm thinking back to when I first remember TYLOO on the scene, and it was probably that DreamHack Malmo event in 2016, one of the Masters. I remember at the time they were beating Luminosity, they were giving good fights against Liquid, and they were kind of upsetting all of those tier 1 teams at the time, and that was sort of the memory that I have of even some of the OG players that are still here today.
In Counter-Strike, there is no name more storied with Asian CS than TYLOO. That's why you expect big things out of these players. Both the historical elements and those guys that are so new to the team and to Asian CS in general sometimes.
Well, it's got to be an honor. Anytime you get the call up to go to TYLOO as a new player, it feels that almost as if back in the day, if you were to join the SK or Luminosity team of Fallen and Fur, if you got that call up, you were with the #1, the biggest brand that there was in the local scene.
No, of course, that's in Denmark. They highly value Astralis as well.
Very much so.
TYLOO, just another one of those regions, another one of those teams, another region that you value so much. Rare Atom are still hungry to take that accolade away from them here in 2025. Doing so well in terms of these best of ones overall, but the concern is of course now going to be about how Train is shaping up for them. CT side going so well, but Liang going to deliver another one of those big impactful sequences and a big impactful round perhaps. Attacker caught out towards main as somebody strikes. Liang can put the bomb down. Jam Young is just protected by Kaze, inches away from death. But now G's AWP has got to provide similar and more impactful frags in a 1 versus 4 clutch. Only the one pick to go his way. They've missed all those shots from Liang. G being faced down by somebody, and against another 3 kills in. Surely he won't. Liang, he started this round. He's going to have to end it. G's looking the wrong way. It's all to timing. Jesus Christ, we're good. All's well. Rare Atom with 2.
That was nearly another Asian CS special right there. That round is just so done. It's just so completely over. And then they just keep forcing fights, and when it gets to a 1v1, you know that G's got it. You know that he's on to try and win just a silly round completely. It doesn't quite happen, but it does force the force buy. If G just save that AWP and mass players stay alive, bro, they probably just lightly buy here. They do not force the issue. It's only the economical damage that was done, capitalizing on so many of those T kills.
We're 1 AWP shot away from being an Elfish Guy clip on his Twitter. Not to happen on this occasion, thank goodness for Rare Atom. TYLOO. Still lead by 3. Mosaic may start to give up a little bit of that lead, though. It's a very broken investment from the CT side. The FAMAS, one key example of that. SMGs and a Deagle around the AWP that G's held over and brought back into this round with. A range game from TYLOO's really not ideal in the positions they're holding on the A defensive. A couple of rotators back from the B site will try to get towards spawn and try and defend against this Ivy presence, but Rare Atom are all over it here. G sneaking forward, watching towards main, seeing somebody and connecting well enough. Liang Needs to get more, though.
Jam Young just on the back lines, hoping for the cross to come through from Kaze. The respect of the plant means that the CTs are going to have to play heavy retake on this.
Liang's got the info to the one player. Smoke involved towards his position. He'll just blind spray and hope that he can connect a kill or two. Deagle back. Kaze missing the AWP shot. Re-peaks, but now he's got 2 CT players to deal with. He's got to escape and rejoin his teammates, and he's right to get out of the dodge. Summer is going to get picked up by Jam Young. Post plant to be held. One trade from Child King. Kaze through the smoke, getting Mercury. Attacker trying to respond back in a 2 versus 2, but now Child King can dish out the killing blow of this round because G knows he can't retake with an AWP and no kit. With no time on the board, Rare Atom escape with number 3.
It's been quite intriguing to see how frequently Ivy is being taken and pressed from Rare Atom. I think when you look at the majority of the meta of Pro Train in Europe in CIS, it's quite heavy towards T-Con, Brownhall's pressure into Pop Dog. You don't see much activity towards Ivy, but Rare Atom have a mindset and a game plan, and perhaps it's something that they've noticed in maybe the Asian scrims, or what they've noticed on how they want to try and approach Train is putting a lot more emphasis on not so much having players towards Ivy, but getting deep in those backlines and making it awkward for the rotations from spawn.
It might be a little bit later in this half, but Rare Atom are almost on to take the even scoreline again. TYLOO got the early lead. 4-0 start before Rare Atom got their first on the board. In the last round, they could equalize to 4 apiece. 5 apiece is still plausible. They have to deal with the rifles in the next. In this round, it feels like the eco pistols should be hampering G's potential, although he will set the AWP back towards the B bomb side, which is where Rare Atom are executing towards. There's one man to try and set up a steal round. It would be him. And indeed, he does take somebody down. Jam Young fell earlier on. One CT player close to this smoke against Child King. And he's going to tap his head off his shoulders. Take a second man as well alongside G's AWP. And another kill from G. A triple foul, a quadra foul. It's all come undone for Rare Atom as TYLOO find a steal they're looking for.
It's just great distraction coming through from what is a USP of Mercury attempting anything. You close behind that Thomas smoke. You're trying to get close towards Ramp. You somehow get a kill. Everyone's looking towards you, and you're staying alive. You're wasting time. You're setting G up with the AWP. Now, we're going into round number 10, and G has matched the same amount of kills as he did on the entirety of Mirage, being 23 rounds of regulation. He is 15-2, and it's impact from the AWP on a very light buy of upgraded pistols that's been able to win it there for TYLOO.
That guarantees an even half for the CT side. Rare Atom almost guaranteed to face disaster right now. Tech 9s around the AKs getting force bought into round 10. Set towards Pop Dog. Bombs outside of Con or T-Con. How quickly things came apart at the hands of G, who you talked about earlier on in that first map up, in that first best of one. He wasn't really providing massive performances. I think that he's done a lot of work here on the CT side thus far. Rare Atom the victims of it, TYLOO the beneficiaries, and they're just going to stall this round out as much as possible.
But even looking back at just the last time that we saw Train, the only one official from TYLOO, G went 17-11. He was the only guy that was providing impact. So maybe this is just his map. Maybe this is the chance for him to cook.
Talked about AWP prowess on this map in the past. Well, here it is in the present. Attacker, AK, ready to receive, turning away from a smoke. He can put one down of his own rather than have to go ahead of this. Try before it blooms, catch Attacker with a flashbang off G. Good kill. Second man will also drop. Mercury gets 2 on the bombs train as well. And that leaves this force bite in the hands of Kaze. 1v3 going back for the AK. Seeing Mercury still on that bomb train. Going to recover that bomb itself and try to commit towards the B rotation instead. I don't know if he's going to have enough time for this, especially slowing down in the corridors. Yeah, he's missed his mark, and TYLOO will have the half.
G is being a monster. He's unstoppable on this CT side. I look at that round, there should be no way that he gets 2. Once he gets that first kill, he's legitimately in the open. He is in a perfect trading position from the T side line, and they just can't capitalize. They're just not getting the shot off quick enough. And I always get the vibe that if you're not punishing an AWPer after he's taken the first shot, you're just not going to punish him overall, are you? You're just always going to be losing out. You're always going to be losing mass casualties. And you're always going to be giving the advantage to the opposition. The T side has been incredibly slow from Rare Atom and hasn't felt threatening. Even the first gun round that they won to start off the campaign on T side was a 3v4 recovery. They've not led by example.
Kill from Kaze to start. Mercury has fallen. Beyond that smoke, beyond the flashbang, past their hero AK back towards another Child King to take it with the Tech 9s and everybody else. Somebody just seen that AWPer as well. Attacker makes his move into the smoke, which will clear. And he'll hear those rotations, recognizing that team main is completely open and B is the likely target, so they'll rotate as appropriate.
Yeah, we've seen some awkward anti-half-fire to ecos across the two best of ones, but this one doesn't feel like it's got a lot of backing, especially with Attacker funneling out of their uncomfortable brown holes. He's just falling further and further back, and even smokes off T-Con. That's great utility usage from Attacker, and he's still alive. Oh. Eventually gets dropped there from the Tech 9 in Pop.
Liang had a chance to punish his exit strategy, and he did do so in the end. HE on Kaze, that takes him. M4 dropped, picked up by Summer Quick to a 3-on-3. Jam Young extends out in the open, seeing where Liang is. Going to play out the red train progression. Somebody's going to get taken down, and Summer has now got it into a 1 versus 1 against G, the impact man, the MVP by quite the country mile here in this map up. Orp v M4 watching for the entrance at ramp, and he connects with great prejudice. His 18th kill of the game, and 8-3 on the board of TYLOO. Maybe looking for number 9. Rare Atom have at least saved enough cash to buy into the last round in the half. But regardless, they're going to have to bring a hell of a comeback in the second.
And when G is 18-3 and playing as well as he is, you're thinking in the back of your mind, I want to drop 30 in this official. I want to have a huge game. That might not even happen. We might not have enough rounds to play in order for him to drop 30. I think this could be closed out really quickly from TYLOO.
Rare Atom may be in trouble. Kill already against Child King. Utility base with attackers forward face of the spray. Finished off and credited to the hands of the HE. The advantage for TYLOO that they will not miss out upon Rare Atom. Work against the demand disadvantage.
Yeah, Mercury just playing on the edge of that pop smoke. 3 players defending A. And for Rare Atom, Mosea is going to be able to get another kill. It's just collapsing in so many of these gun rounds.
Yeah. Another pick to find. No opportunities to make the 3v5 start to work towards the favor of Rare Atom. They've got weakened weapons. At least the Galil can go in the hands of Kaze, so they have a little bit more out of that respect. Liang finding Mercury next up, waiting for a swing from Attacker. We'll see the shadow and just back away instead. Time is a-ticking. Rare Atom are not getting given anything by TYLOO.
Well, you're against an AWP on A and an AWP on B. Somebody's going to have to try and create an opening path, but now there's 3 players on the A-bomb side.
Shot rings out for Mosea. Backed up towards the back of the train, landing on somebody and doubling up towards Kaze. Liang can trade. There's 1 trade out of 4 required and needing to get the next 3 in the next 10 seconds, else he is donezo. This half looks like it is all the same. 9-3 at the turn for TYLOO. What a responsive they found from map 1. Can they carry this on? We'll find out when we return.
Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down. I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Do you feel a little down? Say it. No problems. Let you in, but you out. Sing it. No problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now.
Well, G is on the marquee as TYLOO take over such a ridiculous lead over Rare Atom. Maybe a silver lining CT side can come through from them, but they need a lot more impact, Blake.
Indeed they do, and your impactful players, your experienced players like Summer and Somebody did nothing in that first half. 4 kills apiece, they struggled to adapt against G, and they are running out of rounds to play with here on Train.
Need a pistol win, else this will be a very quick turnaround from TYLOO. They currently have the advantage in pistols, 2 out of 3 thus far. They go 3 out of 4. I don't see a way back for the Rare Atom camp. They are on the defensive, set towards the A site. Again, the silver lining is a 72.2% of CT rounds won on their previous record, so maybe that's going to be something back for them, but already we're off to a bad start. Damage done towards the first defender. They have done damage evenly across the entire T-side ball, but Mosea's alive and kicking. 2 kills to his name. Attackers hunting down Kaze as Mosea continues to find more. A triple out of him. Another individual starts to shine for TYLOO at the worst moment for Rare Atom in a 2v5 retake. They know they can't win this.
Even Attacker is getting into the back lines, and they might even try and knife Kaze.
Because why not? At this point, why not? TYLOO have been all over Rare Atom. And this is a pistol for TYLOO. 3 out of 4 pistols in these 2 best of ones.
Yeah, try and get G on the AWP as quickly as possible is probably the mindset here from TYLOO. And Rare Atom have been smoked by pace. Great entries from Mosea. They're trying to see if they can hunt down the last player of Somebody. Now, more money going off with the bomb explosion rather than the elimination, so Attacker will actually be able to drop an AWP into the hands of his teammate if they so desire.
Go for the AK for now. And the rest of the rifles will follow suit. Rare Atom, no such luxuries. It looks like they're going to force the issue, though. Got an SMG coming in, a 5.7 from Child King, going up to a Deagle instead.
I mean,
Mag
it's mental.
7, yeah.
Just to reflect on Mirage and say, if a few rounds go differently, TYLOO win that game. You can't say the same on Train. This has just been a whitewash. This has not been competitive.
Completely decimated the opposition, and this round is case in point. Attacker and Mosea straight out of T-Con, straight onto Liang and Child King. Those pickings coming in so easily. Barely even a challenge for TYLOO. Kaze caught to the back lines, and Well, I think I've said the word complete collapse a couple times over this map, and I think this map in general could be referred to that as Rare Atom just look to crash out of their second best of one today. TYLOO might not have gotten the first victory, but at this point it's almost a guarantee they get number 2.
Jamyoung, Mosaic, and Mercury played under the Rare Atom organization for 1 year, 6 months, and 8 days. This has got to be a great feeling. You've just narrowly missed out on the best of one victory on Mirage, but you've smoked them now that it's come to train.
With the force buy in mind for Rare Atom, an 11-3 score seems like you have to either play for overtime or try force the issue out, and it seems like they're going to go for the latter option. CT side unable to mount up the initial star that they require. So TYLOO look to end this one. A very early night for themselves, a very early afternoon for us at the same. Straight up the utility in from Rare Atom actually does come back a little bit more, so the stack utility catching TYLOO off guard a little bit more here. Chalking's taking an AK, hoping to extend against Mercury next up, and does lose his life, but that's the rifle being dropped, but TYLOO are down to a 2v4.
Well, there we go. Aggression, back-to-back rounds from TYLOO, trying to get out to T-Con, pathing on that right-hand side, getting to the front of Red Train to get out towards the E-Box, and instead you're met with hyper-aggression from the CT line. You've got Chalking running that MP9 in aggressively. And for TYLOO, you've got plenty of time, and you've got a couple of rifles. I think the best you can hope for is keep contacting and see if you can recover anything. Even just dropping a few of these CTs is going to limit the economy state for the opposition come the next round.
Kaze spotting them making their way back of Ivy. A little bit of map control getting gained here by TYLOO. Atom will have to try and deal with them. We'll just do that with utility suppression for now here. 30 seconds on the clock. Mercury and G, not the firepower they require out of these two Galils, but may do what they've got. Checking out all their corners, finally fought upon, seeing two players caught by Kaze in a no-scope shot. Bomb being dropped means that this round is over, and TYLOO not quite get to map point just yet. Rare Atom had to force the issue, and that's what they have done.
Yeah, G just wants to try and see if he can take a couple of CTs down. We'll get the first and the second. It's decent work. He might drop after time, though, which will be a bit uncomfortable. He's heard the player out towards Ivy. He's got to try and do his best to survive, and he's doing an okay job. Oh, no, not quite. That was a good effort, but not to be.
Cut down a 1 point of health. It's too little to survive on. Rare Atom. An all-important one to keep them in this game. Still 7 to make up, though, and TYLOO are buying back with flawless rifle basis. 4 AKs, 1 Galil. And utility down on Chalking, already causing him a lot of harm. Make their way into the pop dog position for TYLOO. Liang's going to try and take back T-Con. The aggressive force forward the Rare Atom have taken, no such presence to be found on the TYLOO side.
It's incredible to think that TYLOO have a better buy than Rare Atom do, considering the CT's won the last round. You've got 4 AKs, a single Galil up against a lack of weaponry. Somebody to smoke on contact, whether he sees a player from ramp or the util being dropped.
Flashes that are ready for TYLOO. Kaze sees what's going on. Blocks off Heaven. They go down towards ramp instead. Attacker can't stabilize his shots, so Kaze and somebody get those kills in. Damage on Jamyoung still gets away with 1 and 2. It might not matter to him. Mosaic steals that third pick away as the bomb is secured. The round may go with it. A 3v2 for TYLOO.
Yeah, it's just a complete collapse after what was a pretty good hold on B. Kaze and somebody waste time. They do damage, and then Jamyoung has made a play out in Heaven. And Chalking in the back lines trying to get closer towards Oil. Lee Hang is trapped trying to come out of Connie, just struggling to move.
Gets towards those back lines in the end, but Rare Atom need to surge forward. They have not got any time. No kits. I think they've consigned themselves to failure and possibly to their fate as well. 12-4, match point for TYLOO. What a bounce back this has been from that Mirage. A struggle to really get it past the finish line. Rare Atom struggling just to even get anything at all at the moment. 8 match points for TYLOO. This feels like it, sooner or later, it's over.
And perhaps it's just a change in mentality that could have come from TYLOO's head coach of Zoking. Now, he's an OG in the Chinese and Asian scene. He'd previously played with Kaze, with Summer, Somebody, Jam Young, Attacker, G, all of these players in the server he's played with at some point or another, and he's transitioned into a head coaching role. Now, we might not have seen a huge amount of tactical timeouts across these last couple of best of ones, Jay, but we have seen a change from TYLOO of how they've looked on Mirage to how they've looked on Train.
You can see them completely wrecking Rare Atom. I don't know what was said or what advice was imparted, but whatever it was pure gold coming from the lips of Joking. At this juncture, you heavily, heavily doubt that Rare Atom can bring in the comeback. G is continuing to bolster his numbers. 20 kills in this map, far beyond anybody else in server. And TYLOO go on to the execution. Somebody can catch Attacker off. Mosea's going to sneak into the back lines. Mercury not ready for players to be around that bomb train. And actually, it's a collapse from TYLOO this time. As Rare Atom, they find 5.
Yeah, shame. That seemed to be a pretty good chance to close it right there. Not up against the best of buys. Get the game and wrap it up. Instead, you've got double eco onto Attacker and everyone else with money. So economy's lopsided. It's going to be another force invest. Reliant on some of these AKs to create an opening kill and create a little bit of a pathway to close at 13-5 now.
Force the issue for TYLOO. Quick in from G. No, he does fall back. Utility damage is still pretty good from the TYLOO side, though. Liang, Charles King, Somebody, 74, 78, and 53 at the worst.
Hey, Jam Young would have heard the aggression coming through from Pop.
G just caught the kill on Summer. Wary of an aggressive force forward of the CT side, so they'll stick back. Kaze finds a fight onto Mosea. Good headshot found, but Attacker's Tech 9 has traded back all the same. Now Child King sneaking around the bomb trains, trying to find contact against this T-side line on the outer site. Somebody finds his pick in the end for 3 versus 3. We will go, and all 3 defenders are set towards their positions. Child King catching Jam Young, walking out. The Tech 9 gets on top of the train and does find a second kill as well. Oh no, this is the moment. But low HP across both the TYLOO players. Attacker needs this headshot. Somebody does not check the entire corner, and it requires 1 tap to close. A 13-5. A beautiful, beautiful map from TYLOO. Nothing really in the tank for Rare Atom.
Yeah, TYLOO completely outclassed them out on train, and you might say that G outclassed in the first half. The AWP was consistent, it was multi-fragging, and it was giving them a 9-3 where there just wasn't much contention. You go into the second half, you win pistol, you win the anti-force buy, you just up by too many rounds, aren't you? Even if there's a bit of a challenge, even if there's some threat, the scoreline is just so far gone that the game's going to be wrapped up quickly. And for TYLOO, I think if we're comparing the first game and the second game, I think it looks really positive for the regular season, because I think they could have won both best of ones today.
Yeah, that's very possible. I mean, like, no matter what I say about Rare Atom, I think playing the better game in terms of that first map up, you are right that it really came down to a single half-by-round steal that led to Rare Atom turning it over the finish line. So there's a real world where TYLOO take both of these victories today. And so in terms of the outlook for ECL, I mean, even though I had some concerns about how the first map went down, I don't have those concerns anymore. This was a pure outclassing in the second best of one, and for TYLOO, they can, not get all the entire set of points, but they can at least split them, and therefore, you look at how many games in hand that they have, how many opportunities they'll have to usurp those top 3, top 4 teams in the ECL board. I look at them as saying it's a very key opportunity and a very real possibility that they could end up in that top 2 at the very least.
And while Train might not be a strong map for TYLOO, it tells you that they're happy to play it. They don't insta-ban Train. When they were out in Pro League, it was being floated quite frequently towards the tail end of the veto, towards the end of the veto, and then being banned. So that time that they spent in Europe, they would have been scrimming quite a bit of train. If you're not insta-banning it, you open the chance for an opposition to pick it. Now, with this kind of result, I look at the majority of teams in Asia, and I'm thinking, is anyone even going to want to play TYLOO on train? Does anyone look at a potential upset in a best-of-1 format that we've got in the regular season and say, oh, let's try and float in train, let's try and get a little bit under their skin? I don't think you can after seeing this result today.
Well, look, I think that, yeah, this matchup certainly makes you sort of tug at your collars a little bit if you consider that particular option. So TYLOO having a few more tricks up their sleeve is now edged out the victory, and with these two best-of-1s and how they've gone down, they've now taken their place in the top 4. They've overtaken the Huns when they started off in 5th place today, a better record than them, and still a number of games in hand. Again, take a look at those numbers. 14 games played for TYLOO, 20 for negative 72C, Rare Atom at 22, Linvision at 18. There is so much more ceiling room for TYLOO to get to the top of the board that I don't think that 4th place really tells the full story as to where they are in this league.
No, it doesn't at all. And we know that there's not been a head-to-head as of yet between Linvision and TYLOO. There's been one between Linvision and Rare Atom. They were splitting best-of-1s between the two of them. So I'm looking at TYLOO thinking the next real challenge will probably be against that Linvision side. Outside of them, they should be beating everyone. If they lose a game here or there, it will probably be a surprise because they are certainly stronger than the rest of the field.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind that they have looked like the more cohesive unit today, and that international showing has come out to play in terms of the domestic space. I want to see more of these kind of maps, however, from them in a more consistent basis, because they are the the Chinese representation on the international stage, and I feel like TYLOO deserve a lot more spark as a result of that. They just need to earn it. They need to dish out the damage against teams like Rare Atom in a more cohesive fashion, and they need to do it more consistently at that.
Yeah, there's no denying that at all. Now, what I do want to find out from the side of Rare Atom is what they're going to look like over the next few weeks, because they've got PGL Bucharest at the start of April, which will be just in time to play that before we get into the playoffs here of ECL. So it's a great chance to get another Asian team overseas against Tier 1 competition to get a bit of a feel on can we be competitive like TYLOO were at Pro League that's just happened.
Well, look, for them, they went up 24 places in the ranking update this month, and I guess we'll find out how much losses like this are going to affect their current position. Of course, they were 11 matches in a row coming into today, coming into this second best-of-1 particularly, and that is a streak that has now ended. But well, to continue on the international stage, that's their next big thing for them. I think they're playing the Chinese qualifier for Astana first before that happens, but that's all to come in the next few weeks. For here in ECL, we're done for the day. We've got more action coming away tomorrow, however, so make sure you continue to follow the channels for all of those proceedings. But that's it for today. TYLOO certainly didn't get both the wins, but they will gain themselves a lot of praise and a lot of good gold at this moment in time. We'll see you back here tomorrow as we continue with the ESL Challenger League Asia.
No problem. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. And I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems.
invincible, unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable, I'm invincible.
I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil, let him let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible.
complexion and find that I left my distractions behind. In the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Fading from color, reaching to find where the wonder hides. Saying we're all fine, why sit around and waste the time? Fading from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
We're not the only ones. 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 We're not the only ones.
Days gone, I won't waste another one. All that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
Take me back to you. We're not the only ones. 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 We're not the only. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones.
Heads down, they will watch us shake the ground. Oh, this lightness, it will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
Back to you.
You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Feel like something new. Yeah. Got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that never thought that never thought that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream. Yeah. You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that never thought that never thought that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream. Yeah. Feel like something. Feel like something. Feel like something. Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down. I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Miles past, turning back, found my track, face the fact, she a cold one. Never gonna settle for none. Stay up every night till I won. Don't want a slow rise now. I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage, yeah. I celebrate one last late night, my old life, they stay.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA.
Couple thousand miles, throw it on the dash. Shit, the 10,000 hours, can't let them pass. Yeah, well, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you, it's silence. Thought I'd have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas, next to dollar sign, yeah. To remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb. Tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no one's gonna hold me down.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
If you wanna be my love, boy, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you